Hello, boys and girls. I just want to do a quick one. It's Bob, your friendly gun doctor who is not really a doctor. That was a name given to me by some professional people who opened a gun range, and doctors, dentists, lawyers, people with money who invested in property. Yeah. When I went up there to join the club, they said the waiting list is about a year and a half, and I said, but, I'm a gunsmith. Maybe I could help. They gave me a membership right away, and I became the resident doctor. So those are my credentials. Anyhow, what I want to do is a very quickie thing here. I've never gotten into it very much, or very little, I should say. But AR pistols are a big thing, and they're getting bigger. And I had a customer, a friend of mine, who put one together, and he's having some feeding problems. Well, I went on YouTube and looked around the net at the various forums and all that, and I see that a lot of people are too. Why? Why can't you just take these things out of a box full of parts, like an AR-15? You put all the parts in a box, a big box, and you shake it real vigorously, and you know what happens? A rifle comes out. These are different. So I looked at what he had. Unfortunately, I don't have his upper and lower here with me today, but I looked at it, and what I'm seeing, and I'm advising him to use nothing but round nose ammo. And the reason being, well, let me get to that later. These barrels, typical of the European submachine gun barrels and so forth, they're all being fed from a magazine that's right about there. Something like that. And if you notice the breech face in the back of the chamber, there's a ridge. And let me point to you got this ridge line here. And the chamber. And of course, the back of the chamber, that's as far as you want to go without supporting the bullet. That's exactly a SAMI spec reamer type dimension. So what do? Well, I looked at it real carefully. I wanted to bump this feed area. Here's the top where the indexing pin is for the AR receiver. If you look carefully, I don't know if you can get this in focus, you may see 3 dots here. You get that? Yeah, sort of. 3 dots are center, left, and right of where the bullet could be entering. The nose of the bullet could be entering. And all I did was I polished, if you look, this is terrible lighting. You can see there where I just polished the ridge off from, so you get that angle again, from over here to over here. We just got rid of this line that goes around. So now we've got a nice, bright, shiny, slippery surface to get that bullet nose up into the chamber. How do we do that? Well, I was going to do it in the milling machine. I just wanted to set this angle correct so that the datum in the milling machine would be this surface at the 90-degree surface to the barrel, which is the breech face, to the axial dimension, which is the back of a, as I said, SAMI spec chamber. Just get that angle, which is very shallow, and hit it with an end mill sideways, and just kind of clean that up and then polish it. That got kind of iffy in the machine, in the milling machine. I didn't want it, so I did it by hand. And what I did was I dremeled it with here's a fine, what grit is that? I believe that's a 400 grit with some oil, and put the Dremel on low speed. Don't go in there crazy, and just touch it. Keep bumping it until you get the profile you want. And then we went in. This, believe it or not, is a felt bob. Well, now it's kind of messy. With 600 and then 1,000 grit polishing compound to clean it up. And what you have there now, again, I would really like that to show up. You can see as I'm turning it now at the top of the frame, the ridge is gone. And the ridge is gone to the extent of there's those 3 little pin marks that I made. This was all art, not science, because I didn't use the machine. Now, why do so many people have feed problems with their 9mm or whatever pistol builds? And I'm going to show you. And poor Gene Stoner, you know. Yeah, let's put this thing up here. Get this out of the way. Excuse me, it's freezing in this shop today. I didn't intend to open this shop, but all right, AR-15 chamber, and let's see if we could stand that up with something here. And get my pointer. This chamber, as we all know, is right down in here. It's recessed. And it's right about here on the upper receiver. Here's the 9mm barrel. Let's put that into position right there. Here's where the bullets are. The nose of the bullet on the cartridge for 5.56 223. And if you're running 9mm, I lost my dummy round here. Big dummy. Fred used to call Lamont that. You big dummy. This poor little sucker, that's a 9mm. It's black, it's a dummy. Has to come out of the magazine, up the feed ramps, and try to get into that hole all by itself. You know, it's like a young child in a candy store. It's got no guidance at all. It's up in the air, and it says, "Now what do I do, Chief?" And from the momentum of the bolt face, it's flying in the air. It's playing Superman from here to there. Hopefully, it's going to go in. Well, now hopefully, when it hits, and I saw this in his assembly with the lower and upper of his build. This was hitting here and stopping. Can we get that close, Bob? I know how to do this. It was hitting right there, right on the ridge. Anywhere in that position, and not always the same place every time. So my reasoning is, let's give them a smooth surface. And at least if it hits, it knows, it has some guidance as to where to go. If it were to hit here on the ridge, it's going to go off this way, that way. He had several failures. I don't think he did more than 2 rounds without some kind of jam up. And generally, what the jam up was one bullet, one cartridge sitting across the chamber, and another one trying to feed and trying to force its way in like the first one wasn't there. All right, so that's it. Look, Gene Stoner designed this silly thing to fire 223s or whatever, longer rifle cartridges. That's why we have this magazine well sitting here just behind the breech face right here. He didn't design it to have a 9mm Glock or a Colt or an Uzi or whichever type was it, that C company, sliding in here with all that free space between the front of the magazine and the chamber. It's all fly space. Now, I know that some companies are now offering a little thing you can mill out part of the upper, and it's an added feed ramp, which would help. I forget the name of the company, but I saw them online. And there's another guy that has a kind of a sheet metal edition or some gizmo you could put down in here. Regardless, this architecture was for a rifle, not a pistol. So I'm sure in time the commercial market will eventually resolve all these problems, and you could build your 9mm pistol kits just like you do your 223, 5.56 rifle kits. So, all right, well, that's it. Bob went a little bit longer than normal, but that's Bob. Comments appreciated. We're going to test fire this thing. If there's other problems, we're going to attack the buffer. I didn't weigh his buffer yet, but we're probably going to try to get an H2 in there and a lighter spring. More mass and less spring, so that bolt doesn't come slamming back as hard as it's pretty stiff right now. It's coming out of the buffer tube pretty quick, and we'll see what happens there. But first steps would be to get this thing back in service, and we'll see what we have to do about the buffers to get it running. There's a lot of them out there that are running now, and I guess by coincidence or magic or good luck or witchcraft they got them going, but I think it's a crapshoot. If you're building from parts, it's a crapshoot, and we're learning. And like I said, once we learn enough, the commercial market will catch up and these problems will all go away. Just like I'm going to go away right now. Hey, have a great day. Stay warm. Stay CV-19 free and stay perfect. We love you all. This is Dr. Bob. Bye-bye. Oh, oops. Something I neglected to mention, and I should have. Listen, you guys, if hopefully this video has been some help to you guys. If you're going to try this at home, as they used to say on Mythbusters, don't try this at home. If you're not comfortable doing this kind of stuff, take it to a gunsmith. Maybe tell him what you saw here, and maybe have him look at my video or something. He'll probably know already, but if you're going to try it yourself, this edge where the chamber begins all around this entire periphery, when you're polishing over here, don't violate that edge. Don't run your grinder past the beginning of the chamber. You could run it up to it, as I have here. I started right about here, maybe a 1/16 or so away, and just polish down into the breech face. The breech face is the same dimension as it always was. I just took the material out that formed that step. I hate to be redundant, but this is very important. Don't cut into here. If you do, you're going to risk bulging the brass case at the back near the rim. The base will be unsupported. Wherever you take material out, it's going to bulge from all that high pressure. Don't forget, this is a blowback thing. So that bolt's moving. As soon as there's ignition, that bolt's moving rearward. And it's not a locked breech, so that pressure is going to build real quick. On an unsupported case, you're probably going to get some bulging, depending on how much material is taken out of here, which you should never do. Bulging, my friends, is right next door to what? Yeah, a blown out case. And you don't want something up alongside of your face that you're firing, exploding 6 inches from your eyes. You don't want that. I've seen it. It's not good. It'll ruin your whole damn day. So again, if you're not comfortable doing this kind of work, take it to somebody who knows what they're doing. If you are comfortable doing it, don't get in there and unsupport the case, as it were. Leave the chamber alone. All right, thanks. I just wanted this this information added on at the end to keep that in your mind. Once again, Dr. Bob, and we're signing off. Thanks for watching. Hey, share if you want. Share my channel and like me if you like me. If you don't like me, maybe you can go away quietly. I don't really want any bad. I ignore the bad messages anyhow. But all right, that's it. Have a great day. Bye bye.